Today officially marks 1 year since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. And this weekend, the Metro remembered the events of October 7th in a few different ways. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester have more.
Peace can happen. Israelis don't want to be at war. American Jews don't want to be at war. We want to live at peace. But peace also comes with the idea of coexistence.
On the eve of October 7th, there was a somber mood at Louisville's Jewish Community Center. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg was among the hundreds gathered to honor those killed at the Nova Music Festival 1 year ago and those still being held hostage by Hamas.
I am so proud to be with you here today. I am proud to be Jewish, and I am proud to support the state of Israel. Am Yisrael Chai.
Free Palestine! Saturday, hundreds rallied at Waterfront Park for the International Day of Action for Palestine.
The people united will never be defeated.
We are centering the people of Gaza, that they have not been forgotten, and we are amplifying their voice even a year later.
Mohammed Ahmad of the Kentucky for Palestine Coalition says protesters from all over Kentucky joined to show solidarity 1 year into the Israel-Hamas war.
But we're here to say, follow the laws, call for a ceasefire, and stop arming Israel.
Ahmad says he's a first-generation Palestinian and is mourning the civilian lives killed throughout the conflict. Advocates on all sides calling for an end to the violence. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11, on your side.
The 1 year mark comes as tensions continue to escalate in the Middle East, spurring fears of an all-out war in the region. A man is in critical condition this morning after he was hit by 2 cars on Interstate 65 in Louisville. The LMPD says officers responded to that crash on I-65 near the airport just before 10 o'clock Saturday night. Police say a man was in the road when he was hit by a car that was traveling south. That hit caused him to fall into another lane where he was then hit by a second car. He was taken to a local hospital with what police called life-threatening injuries. Right now, no drivers are expected to face charges. This morning, we're learning more about the deaths of 2 people in a remote part of Shelby County. The sheriff's office said Jessica Hager was fatally shot by a man who forcefully kicked his way into her home. That man then turned the gun on himself. Deputies say that man was known to the Hagers. Deputies are not yet identifying him because his family has not yet been notified. The investigation will continue this morning, but police say there is no danger to the public. Jamie Knowles' estranged wife and daughter are set to appear in court today for their final pretrial hearing. Misty and Casey Knowles are accused of using cards from Jamie Knowles' businesses to make personal purchases. And just last month, the judge decided Misty and Casey's trials will be separated. According to a court administrator, Misty did not waive her right to a 12-person jury last week. She needed to do that if she wanted to combine her case with her daughter's. That hearing is set for 1 o'clock this afternoon. And the trial for the man charged with hitting a Kansas family with his car in downtown Louisville in 2022 is set to start today. Michael Hurley is accused of taking hydrocodone before crashing into members of the Jones family who were in town for a basketball tournament. The father, Trey Jones, was killed. His daughter, Ava, a former college basketball player at Iowa, and her mother were severely injured. Last week, Hurley said he wants to limit media coverage at his trial because it could cause bias and prejudice with the jury. Well, the judge denied that request, and Hurley is expected in court today for that trial at 1 o'clock. All right, so let's talk about the St. James Court Art Show, which wrapped up yesterday with the annual Blessing of the Animals. This is centered around the feast of St. Francis of Assisi, who was known to love animals. Dogs, cats, bunnies, even a horse were on the steps of the St. James Catholic Church yesterday for the blessing.
We tell people this isn't a particular Catholic thing. A Catholic church is doing it. We tell people to invite their friends and their family. It's just a way to come for pet lovers to kind of be together. And we use that spirituality to describe it, but it's not overly church. The idea is to make it feel welcoming, and I think we've achieved that.
The Blessing of the Animals comes on the last day of the St. James Court Art Show. Artists from all over the country flocked to Old Louisville to set up their stands and sell some art. More than 600 artists came to the city for the 68th annual art show, including one artist from South Bend who's been coming for nearly 10 years.
This is about 4 hours away from home for me, so I do shows that are close enough, but also the crowd is always excellent. Everybody comes out, often multiple days, and so they like to buy art, they like to see art, they like to talk about art, so it ends up being a great show.
The Foursquare Block Art Show will be back, as always, next October. Also, a reminder for you as Election Day gets closer, today is the deadline to register to vote in both Kentucky and Indiana. Early voting in Indiana starts tomorrow. In Kentucky, you can vote early in person October 31st through November 2nd. Election Day is November 5th.